Jackie here at Long and Lean Pilates. I'm just giving you a quick Versaloop workout that you can do at home if you purchase one of our loops or if you have your own loop. Just a couple of exercises that will get your whole body kind of fired up. We're going to do some glutes, some core, some lower, a little bit of upper, just a quick workout that you can do at home. So go ahead and grab your Versaloop. We are going to start standing. If you need some help for balance, you can always go ahead and touch a wall next to you. But what you'll do is you'll step your left foot into the Versaloop and then hold it with your right hand. So it's opposite hand, opposite foot. And then just take that left hand to the waist, stand up nice and tall. Right toe can stay touched lightly to the floor, or for that challenge, we're going to take it into a single leg deadlift. So just getting a hamstring exercise in here. You're going to keep that left foot planted. As you hinge forward, keep your spine nice and long, and then use your left glute and your left hamstring to come back up. Bring your pelvis back under your shoulders. Again, you'll inhale, hinge forward with a nice flat back, and then exhale, use the drive of that left heel into the floor to come back up. So that right arm is just anchoring down onto the Versaloop, keeping that right elbow straight, letting the weight of that Versaloop hinge you forward. And then squeeze back up. Let's go for 4 more on this side. Inhale it over. Exhale it up. Try to keep that back nice and flat. Again, if you need to, hold a wall or touch the right toe to the floor. You can kind of do a little tap in and out here. We'll take that for 2 more. Really should feel that left glute and hamstring firing up. Last one, squeeze to the left side. I want you to keep that band on your left foot. Step the right leg back until you're in a slightly turned out lunge. And then hinge forward through your spine. Nice flat back hinge here. We're going to row that right elbow up and back. So pulling that right shoulder blade in towards the middle of your back. I'm going to turn so you guys can see me here. Just kind of corkscrewing that elbow in and back. Really feel that right shoulder blade squeeze in towards the midline of your body. Keep that core tight. Try not to twist the upper body. Maybe 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more there. Go ahead and switch sides. Taking the right foot into that Versaloop. Take that left hand onto the band. And then again, make sure that right foot stays nice and flat to the floor. If you need to, hold the wall or touch that left toe to the floor for balance. We're going to inhale to hinge forward. Nice long spine. And then use your right glute and hamstring to drive back up. Again, if you need to, tap the toe out as you hinge and in as you stand. Thinking of bringing your pelvis underneath you right away. So from this hinge, squeeze the hips forward, find your right glute, your right hamstring. Imagine pulling your right hip down to your right heel. Inhale as you come forward, and exhale as you come back up. If you have that wall, maybe your foot is lifted. Or if you feel nice and solid on that balance, keep that left foot lifted. For 4. Keep a soft bend in that standing knee. 3. And 2. 1 more full hinge. And then stand back up. We're going to set that left foot back. Nice low lunge here. Turn out that back foot slightly. Bend to the front knee, hinge forward, and then we're going to row with that left arm. Draw that left shoulder blade in towards the midline of your body. Make sure you're not rotating your chest, so keep your chest square to the floor. Squeeze that left lat. Those meatier muscles in the mid-back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and shake that out. We're going to take the band off of the arch of your foot, and then we're going to shimmy it up around our thighs. So we're going to place it around both legs, just slightly above the knees. Make sure you're not directly on that knee joint. Take the feet just a little bit wider than shoulder distance apart. Bring those palms to prayer. We're going to start to squat here, dropping the tail down and back, and then driving through the heels to stand. Inhaling to come down. And then exhaling to come up. When you squat down, guys, you should be able to see your toes past your knees. So making sure that your knees are never jutting forward over the toes. Stick that tail out behind you. And then drive through your heels to come back up. Inhale it up. And exhale it up. Let's go for 4. Squeeze through the glutes. Keep those knees tracking out over the toes. So at the bottom, making sure you're not letting those knees collapse in. Press them out for 2. 1 more. We're going to hold it at the bottom. Just start to take little tiny pulses. Keep those knees pressing out over the toes. Make sure you're feeling those abductors light up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand all the way back up. Now from here, guys, we're going to step those feet back together. Come to one edge of your mat. The easiest option is to keep the band around your thighs. Your hardest option is to move the band around your ankles or your arches of your feet. So depending on how you're feeling today, what kind of a challenge you want, I'm going to keep my band up around my knees, but if you want to make it harder, take it around your feet. We're going to start in a narrow squat. Weight in your heels, knees tracking over those toes. We're going to step 5 times to the left. Stay nice and low. Never stepping all the way together, so there's never a release on that band. 1 more to the left, stay low, and go to the right. 5. 4 of these steps are wide, but they're not coming in too narrow. And again to the left, stay low. 4, 3, 2, 1, stay low, back to the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then stand up, shake it out. We're going to do 1 more standing set here, guys, just to fire up those glutes and hips. Again, your harder option is to move that band around your ankles or the arches of your feet, or keep it around those thighs if you're feeling good with that level of the band. We're going to take a wide squat again, wider than those shoulders. As you inhale, sink down into your squat. As you stand, lift that right leg, kick it slightly behind you, and squat back down. Stand, lift the left leg slightly back, and back down. Stand, lift the right, and squat. Lift the left, and squat. For 4, 3, press that leg back, squeeze the glute. 2, 1 more, we're going to take it up to the right and hold it this time. Stand up nice and tall, press that leg back. 8, 7, 6, drive through the heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, squat down, take it to the left, last side here. For 8, 7, 6, press through that heel. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release it, guys. Let's take those feet together. Come to standing at the back edge of your mat. Shake out those shoulders. Drop the chin to the chest. Start to roll down through the spine. Taking it into your forward fold, let's shimmy that band down around the ankles if it's not already there. Just take a soft bend into your right knee. Keep the left leg straight. And bend the left, keep the right leg straight. Just letting those hips release real quick. And then go ahead and bend the knees, walk it out onto the floor, and we're going to flip over onto our backs here. Getting into some abdominal work, we're going to shimmy the band over the arches of your feet this time. And then bring those knees to tabletop, 90 degrees right over the hips. So nice and parallel with those shins and thighs. Toes are flexed so that those knees are staying safe. Option to grab your thighs or take your hands behind your head. On your exhale, we're going to curl up, press those thighs apart, and then slight release as you lower. Press and curl, lower and release. So making sure when you press out, guys, those knees, ankles, thighs, and shins are in one straight line from front to back, so we're not turning the thighs out. Exhaling as you press and curl. Getting those shoulders off the floor for 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're going to hold that curl. Extend the legs up. We're going to take 1 press, 1 curl. 1 press, 1 curl. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Legs are long, feet are flexed for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, you're going to hold those thighs pressed out and take little tiny curls up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take a big breath in through the nose, rock your hips side to side. From here, take those knees back to tabletop, flex the toes, take the hands behind the head. On your exhale, we're going to extend the left leg, twist that left shoulder up to the right thigh, and then back to center and switch. Right knee straight, right shoulder to left knee, and nice and slow. So you're really getting the height in that twist and curl. So we're not going for speed here, guys. We're going for control. Make sure you're straightening that opposite leg all the way, holding that other knee in tabletop, and bringing that opposite shoulder up and across, really engaging through your waistline to get that nice high twist and curl, and release. For 5, warming up through the waist. 4, make sure those toes are still flexed. Give me 2 more. We're going to come back to the right. Last set here. Extend the left leg and take little crunches up for 8, 7, 6. Pull that knee in, bring that shoulder over. 3, 2. Switch it out. Little crunches to the left. 8, 7, 6, 5. Get that shoulder up. 3, 2, 1. And then hug your knees in. Rest. Rock your head side to side. Take a little neck stretch or a little release here. And then let's shimmy the band up around the thighs. We're going to give those hip flexors a little stretch here and work into those glutes and hips again. So take the feet wider than your hips. I want about mat width distance apart. Heels into the floor, toes and knees are slightly turned out here. As you lift the hips, we're going to take out the articulation, press, lift the hips, turn those knees out a little wider, and then lower the hips back down. Press and lift. And release. Press and lift and release. As my hips go up, my thighs press out. So I should be feeling sides of my hips and glutes here. For 6, 5, 4. Make sure at the bottom you're not letting those knees come together. They're just slightly releasing. 3, 2. Next one, hold the turn out of those thighs and just take little hip lifts up for 8, 7, drive through your heels, squeeze the glutes. For 5, 4, knees out wide. 3, 2, 1, and then roll down to the spine. Hug those knees in, slide the band around those feet. And then we're going to extend those legs out nice and long here, guys. Reach your arms up over your chest, flex your toes. On your exhale, round up through the spine, 1 vertebra at a time, sit up nice and tall. And then with that band around your feet, we're going to keep those legs all the way together, those toes flexed, shoulders plug down into your back, sit up tall at the top. Now, if you guys have trouble with roll downs, this band should help you practicing with the band around your feet. Sit up tall at the top. Inhale to lengthen the spine, and then as you exhale, keep the arms straight and hold on to that band as you round down through your spine. I want you to really focus on going slow here. Keep flexing those toes. Keep the heels on the floor. Inhale at the bottom as you release your head, neck, and shoulders. And then exhale, slow as you came down. Scoop the abs in and roll back up. Keep those heels pressing down into the floor. Sit up nice and tall at the top. Keep your spine long. Give me 5 rows. Pulling those elbows into the side of the ribs for 3, 2, 1. Straighten the arms and roll back down. Tuck that tail under. Send your tailbone towards your heels. Shoulders press down. Neck stays long. Keep those heels connected to the floor. Inhale at the bottom. And then exhale nice and slow. Scoop the abs in. Round your spine to roll up. Really going for that C curve shape until you come to the top. Sit up tall. Give me those rows for 5, 4. Shoulder blades drop in and down. 3, 2, 1. We're going to take one more set here. Lengthen the elbows. Drop the tail under and forward. Shoulders press down. Really slow and controlled. 1 vertebra at a time comes to the ground. Inhale at the bottom. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Round the spine. Scoop the belly in. Really flatten out the abdominals. Sit up tall at the top. Last set of those rows. 5. Keep those ribs pulled in. 3, 2, then release. Let's just take a little forward fold here, guys. Grab for those arches of your feet. Let your head release. And roll back up. We're going to take the loop off of your left foot, so it's only on my right foot this time. We're going to hold with the right hand and then place that right hand behind your head. Sorry. Hold it with the left, right hand is behind the head. I want you to point your left foot on the floor and then use your bicep to help you lift that right leg up. So you're in like a half of a teaser here. We're going to twist the torso open towards your top leg. As you round down, let that leg come up with you as you straighten the arm. Roll that onto your right side, so my left shoulder is lifted. And then as you exhale, let your arm help you roll it back up, thinking of bringing your left armpit to your right knee. Sit up tall, and do that again. Extend the arm as you roll down. Try to come just onto the right side of your spine, so my left side isn't touching the floor. On your exhale, use your bicep to help you come up. Bring that left armpit to your right knee. Let's do 3 more on this side. Drop the tail under. So we're still articulating through the spine, but only through that right side. Inhale here. Exhale, roll it back up. We should be feeling that right oblique, guys, working here to get you back up. That bicep is just helping you. This is our last 2. Exhale up, try to keep that left heel planted on the floor. Give me that curl at the top. 1 more here. Inhale down. Exhale, scoop through the right oblique, lift up tall at the top, hold 3, 2, let's take little mini bicep curls, 8, 7, 6, 5, sit up tall, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release that right leg down. And we'll switch sides. I'm going to turn around to face the other way so you guys can see me, so I don't have my backs to you. Take your right leg down on the floor. Put that Versaloop on your left foot. Keep your left foot flexed. Point through the right toes. Right hand is holding that loop, so it's opposite hand as foot. And then left hand is behind the head. We're sitting up nice and tall. Lift that leg up. Find that bicep curl at the top. As you round down this time, just your left side of your back will hit the floor. Rounding down through that left side of your back, keeping that right heel on the floor. Inhale the bottom, my right shoulder is still lifted off the ground. Exhale, use that bicep to help you roll up. Lift the leg, lift the torso, and round back down. Just your left side of your back is hitting that mat as you roll down. So I'm in that oblique twist the whole time, even down here. And then exhale, use that bicep to help you lift at the top. Give me 3 more. Drop that tail under towards your heels. Rounding down, the arm will extend. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, slow as you can. Use that left oblique to come up. Try not to use momentum. 2 more. Round down, extend the arm. Roll through that left side. Inhale here. Exhale through that left oblique. Keep that right heel on the floor. Sit up tall. Hold that twist. 1 more time. You got this. Tuck the tail under. Left side only. Feeling that cinch through the waistline like you're wringing out a towel. And exhale, roll up. Sit up a little taller, hold it here, 3, 2, let's take those bicep curls for 8, 7, keep tension on that band, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower that leg down. Let's go ahead and take it into that forward fold 1 more time. Reach for your feet. Roll it back up. From here, guys, we're going to just do a little bit of upper work. So we're going to sit cross-legged if you need to. Tuck those legs under. Bring the band around your wrist. From here, guys, we're going to keep that band tight the whole time. So I'm never letting tension come into that band. There is no slack in my Versaloop at any point in time. We're going to start to just take little presses here. Out and out. If you have a heavy Versaloop, your band might not go very far. Your hands might not come very far apart. But you will feel this in those delts, those shoulders. So just little presses out and out. Elbows are staying lengthened. You can see my arms from here. Pressing out for 8, 7, 6. Try not to let that band go slack. 3, 2. Now hold the press. Just take a bicep curl. So my slack is not coming into that band. My elbows and my wrists are the same distance, so I'm not way out here. Drop the elbows in, pull the wrists apart. Shoulders down, neck stay long. Give me 6, 5, 4, 3, tension on that loop. Those shoulders, those arms should be warmed up. Give me 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Go ahead and take that Versaloop off, guys. Let's just stretch out the chest and the shoulders. Interlace those hands behind your back. Lift your chest, lift your arms away from your back. And then release. Shake out those arms, guys. We're going to go back into some lower body. So we're going to take that band around your thighs, just above your knees. And then we'll come down to laying on your right side. So I'm sure you guys are all familiar with these clamshells. This band just helps activate that muscle a little bit more, gives you a little bit more of that burning sensation in the side of the hip and glute. Propping yourself up on your hand, press your top hand into the mat in front of you for support. Stacking the pelvis, bring those knees to the front diagonal, so not directly up in front of your hips, guys, just slightly under. Make sure those heels stay together. Flex your toes forward. As you rotate your top thigh, you're going to turn out that top knee into the resistance of that loop. Keep the heels together and then lower back down, making sure that that top hip isn't falling back. So if your hip is rocking towards the wall behind you, guys, really focus on stabilizing the pelvis and just letting your femur rotate in the hip socket and then rotate back. So it's literally your thigh bone corkscrews around and then releases back down. It corkscrews and rotates and releases back down. Your heels stay glued together, your knees open towards the diamond shape, and then lowers. Make sure your foot is following your thigh and your knee. So my top foot rotates with my top thigh. You should be feeling that muscle that wraps around, kind of like your bikini line muscle. So the muscle that wraps around the side and the back of your hip. Imagining like the stripes on a barber pole, wrapping down and around, and then twirling back up. For 5, 4, 3, 2, almost there. Last one, we're going to hold it at the top. Just a static freeze here, guys. Keep those hips stacked. Turn out that top thigh another inch for 3, 2, and release. Lower that top knee down. Let's swing around right away to the other side, guys, and then we'll give you a little hip stretch here. So we're going to lay down on that left side. This time that top right leg is going to be working. Prop your head up in your hand. Bring those knees to the front diagonal, not directly in front of the hips. Slightly down. Feet flexed, heels stay pressed together. Top hips stay stacked. So again, I'm not rocking and rolling my pelvis here. We're going to rotate that right thigh to the sky and then lower back down. Rotate up and lower. Make sure you're lowering just as controlled as you lift, guys. So we're not just letting the knee collapse back down. That's not going to work anything. Hold it for a second and then slowly lower. Press out, turn out, hold it. Slowly lower. Keep that right hip bone stacked directly on top of the left. So imagine there's a wall behind your back. Try not to let that top hip rock behind you. Rotate the foot in the same direction as your thigh. And again, it's just the femur, your thigh bone, rotating in the hip socket independently of your pelvis moving. So you should be able to keep your hips still without moving your, still moving your thigh. Let's go for 5 more here. Keep lifting through the bottom side of your waist. For 3, 2. Last one, we're holding at the top. Keep those heels together. Flex the toes out. 3, 2. Find that right side. And lower. From here, guys, let's flip onto your backs. We're going to take the band off for just a minute. Set it to the side. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Let's take it into a figure 4. Hugging your left thigh into your chest. Flexing your right toes. Rocking side to side here. Letting that hip and glute release. And then switch. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Hug that right knee towards your chest. Maybe rock your hips a little side to side here. And then grab onto that Versaloop. We're going to stay laying on your backs. Versaloop is going to go around the arch of your right foot. So just like we would do feet straps, guys, we're just going to give you a 3-way hamstring stretch here. So left knee can stay bent or extend it long on the floor. Grab onto that Versaloop. It's over the arch of my right foot. We're going to bend that knee slightly to the chest. Try to keep your thigh connected to your chest and then just extend extend your legs straight. Keep flexing the toes to really lengthen out the back of that hamstring. Make sure that right hip is dropped away from your right shoulder. Legs should be coming straight in towards the center of your chest. And then just gently open that leg out towards your right shoulder, bringing it up and in towards your right armpit, your right ear. And then take it with the opposite hand. Keep your right hip planted on the floor and just cross your right toes towards your left shoulder. Just giving that IT band a stretch here. You can play around with your foot. You want to turn your toes in, flex your toes out. Find the deepest stretch for your body. And then bring it back to center and switch sides. Take that right foot down, left foot in the Versaloop. Again, if you want to keep that right knee bent, you can, or extend it on the floor. Inhale, bend that left knee to your chest. Try to keep your leg close to your torso, and then just elongate behind the knee. Keep your toes flexed for the best stretch behind the back of that leg. Make sure hips are square so that left hip isn't lifting up towards my left shoulder. And then just gently open that leg towards your left shoulder, your left ear. So it's coming up and out. And then you'll grab with the opposite hand, keeping that left hip planted on the floor, drawing that leg just slightly across the middle of your body. And then again, play around with your foot. You can cycle your toes in or flex your toes out here. And then go ahead and take that strap off of your foot. We're going to roll it up to seated, guys. I want you to take that band around the arches of both of your feet this time. And we're going to take it into some more core work here. So I want you to set up on all fours, hands and knees, hands directly underneath those shoulders, knees under the hips, and then we're going to step the feet back and find a plank. Scoop those abs in nice and tight. Arches of your feet are holding onto that band so your toes will stay flexed. On your exhale, your right knee is going to come across to your left elbow. Step it back down and switch. Left knee across to the right elbow. Set it back down and switch. Really scooping in. Try to bring that knee as high up towards your elbow as you can to activate the core. If you're not pulling that knee up high enough, you won't feel this in those abs, guys. So really pull that knee up and over and down. So it's opposite knee, opposite elbow for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take those knees wide, toes together, hips back to the heels, find a child's pose. The band is going to stay around the arches of your feet, but we're going to drop it down to those forearms. So taking pressure off the wrist, dropping those elbows down to the floor. We're going to hit those obliques again, but we're going to go same side this time. So step those feet back into your plank. Now this time right knee comes to right armpit. And then back down. Left knee to left armpit. And back down. So again, this is same side this time. Cinching through the side of the waist, that's pulling forward. Bringing that knee as high as you can. So if you're not feeling it, guys, pull that knee up a little higher. Give me 6. Keep those hips low. 5, 4, 3. Keep breathing. 2. And release. Take those knees down. Walk those hips back onto the heels, child's pose. Roll it up, guys. We're going to move that band around your thighs just above your knees again. And then we'll come back down to all fours. So just above those knees. Drop it back down to all fours. If you have sensitivity in your wrist, guys, you can come up onto your fists. We're going to take it into one parallel leg lift and one turned out leg lift. We'll stay on the right side the whole time here. So knees start underneath those hips. Abs are scooped in, spine is long. I want you to flex your foot, lift your knee to a hover. Exhale, lift that right leg up behind you, parallel, lower to a hover, and then lift it out to the side, turned out, hover, straight back behind you, and then turned out to the side. So we got one parallel, one rotate. I'm going to face this way so you guys can see the position of my leg, or hopefully you can. It's straight behind me, my knee is right behind the hip, and then when it comes to the side, it's rotated externally like a clamshell. So we're getting one hamstring curl, and then one rotator. Lifting and lowering, make sure nothing about your back has changed, so my back isn't arching as I lift. Abs are tight. Give me 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring that right leg back behind you. Lift it up. Keep it parallel and pulse it up for 8, 7, 6. Squeeze your glute, your hamstring. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it out to the side. Let's point the toe. Pulse it up. 8, 7. Lift that knee a little higher. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest the knee down. Sit those hips back to your heels. Take a little stretch for the hips. Roll it up. I'm going to turn around so you guys can see my other leg. Back up onto all fours, hands or fists. Scoop those abs tight. Flex your left foot. Lift your knee to a hover. We're going to take one parallel straight behind your hip, and then one turned out to the side. One parallel straight back. One turned out to the side. So again, this one is kneecap faces directly towards the wall behind me. Abs are scooped in. And then my kneecap faces towards my camera. So it's turned out. Hips and shoulders stay square to the floor, so I'm not rotating my chest or my pelvis. We've got one parallel hamstring curl for 4. One turned out for 3, 2, 1. Last time, bring that leg up behind you. Keep it parallel. Flex the foot. Pulse up. 8, 7. Abs are tight. 4, 3, 2, 1 more set. Turned out. This time, point the toe. Pulse it up. 8, 7. Lift it up a little higher. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees down. Sit the hips back. Stretch the arms forward. And then just come up onto the balls of the feet. Walk your hands back to your knees. Drop the heels as close to the floor as you can. Stretch behind the legs. And round it up to standing. We've got one final standing set here, guys, just to hit those obliques one more time. We're going to take the band around the arch of just your right foot. And then you'll hold with that same side hand. Step your feet just about shoulder distance apart, so a little wider than hips. Take your left hand behind your head, stand up nice and tall. Arms stay straight. On your inhale, laterally side bend down towards your right ankle. And then use your left oblique. Come back up. Inhale, side bend down to the right. Exhale, use your left oblique to come back up. Inhaling as you bend over. Exhale, feel your left side rib cage get closer to your left side of your hip. Make sure, I'm going to show you from the side, guys, make sure when you side bend, you're going straight to the right and you're not collapsing forward at all. So I'm not letting my chest come forward. My hips and shoulders stay square towards the wall in front of me. Should be able to see both shoulders, both sides of my hip bones at all times. For 4, 3, get a little deeper into that side bend for 2. One more here. And then go ahead and release to that other side. Last set here, guys. Take that band over the arch of your left foot. Hold with that same hand. Feet are about shoulder distance. Take that right hand behind the head. Stand up tall. Inhale, side bend to the left. Use your right oblique. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, over to the left. Exhale, right oblique pulls you back up. So you're thinking of lengthening the right side of your waist and then shortening it like an accordion. Inhale, lengthen. Rib gets further from the pelvis. Rib cage gets closer. Make sure both shoulders, both hips are squared forward. We're not twisting at all. For 6, 5. Keep that core engaged. Even the front of the abdominals are zipped up. For 2. One more here. Exhale. And release. Go ahead and set that loop off to the side, guys. Let's just take it into a final stretch here. Reach those arms up. Grab onto your left wrist with your right hand and side bend to the right. Just getting a little stretch here. Exhale, back up. Switch the grip. Left hand grabs right wrist. Side bend to the left. one final extension back, palms facing in, chest lifts up, inhale. Exhale, fold it forward, reach down to your toes. Shake the head out. Bend the knees in, round it up to standing. And you guys are done. Thank you for joining me for our quick Versaloop workout. We'll see you soon.